Historic, dynamic, and endlessly inspiring. This is a region where cobblestone streets echo with revolution. Lighthouses guard windswept shores, and cities hum with cultural energy. From the rugged coasts of Maine to the golden beaches of Florida to the marble monuments of Washington, D.C., the East Coast is a journey through time, taste, and tradition. Today's adventure takes us to the East Coast of the USA, a place where history stands tall, creativity thrives, and every turn reveals a new tale. Picture yourself strolling the cobblestone streets of Boston, standing beneath the towering skyline of New York City, or watching the sun rise over the Blue Ridge Mountains. This region is where literature was born, democracy took root, and innovation never sleeps. From clam shacks in New England to soul food kitchens in the South, every flavor tells a story, and every town has one to share. Before we venture further into this captivating coast, let's test your East Coast savvy. Rearrange the following letters to reveal a famous East Coast destination. Hint: this iconic city is home to cherry blossoms, world-class museums, and the heart of American government. Think you know the answer? Let's see if you got it right before we dive deeper into the wonders of the East Coast. Tucked along Maine's dramatic coast, Acadia National Park feels like stepping into a storybook of sea-swept cliffs, whispering pines, and peaceful mountain trails. One of Acadia's greatest gifts is its variety, how it offers solitude without isolation and adventure without overwhelm. For every adrenaline-pumping ascent like the Precipice Trail, there's a quiet, reflective stroll around Jordan Pond, where the water mirrors the sky and the twin bubbles rise in the distance like watching sentinels. Along the shoreline, Thunderhole rumbles with the voice of the sea, sending salty spray skyward in dramatic bursts that thrill visitors and locals alike. The carriage roads, commissioned by John D. Rockefeller Jr., curve gracefully through forests and around mountain lakes, their stone bridges framing scenes that feel frozen in time. You can bike them for hours, away from traffic, surrounded by birdsong and the quiet rustle of leaves. As the day winds down, head toward Bass Harbor Headlight, framed by jagged rocks and silhouetted against the setting sun. It's one of those postcard views that looks even better in person. Raw, rugged, and absolutely real. The park shifts with the hours, the tides, and the seasons. Autumn turns the hills into a watercolor of crimson and gold, while in spring, delicate wildflowers peek out from between the rocks. Even in fog, Acadia glows with an ethereal beauty, mysterious, moody, and full of wonder. Stretching over 100 miles along the Atlantic coast, the Outer Banks is a narrow chain of barrier islands known for their wide, sandy beaches, historic landmarks, and unspoiled natural landscapes. Separated from the mainland by sounds and inlets, this unique region offers a peaceful escape with a strong connection to both nature and history. For beach lovers, the Outer Banks is a dream. The shoreline is long, open, and remarkably uncrowded, with room to spread out, explore, or just relax. Nag's Head, Kill Devil Hills, and Avon are popular for swimming, surfing, and pier fishing, while quieter spots like Rodanthe or Ocracoke Island offer a slower pace and more solitude. Sand dunes roll across the horizon, especially at Jockey's Ridge State Park, home to the tallest natural dune system on the East Coast, perfect for kite flying, hang gliding, or sunset watching. The calm waters of the Pamlico Sound are great for kayaking, paddleboarding, or sailing, while wildlife refuges like Pea Island provide excellent birdwatching and photography opportunities. Off-road enthusiasts can drive on designated beaches, and boat tours offer dolphin sightings or ferry access to remote islands. History is woven into the landscape here. On Roanoke Island, the site of the first English settlement in the New World, visitors can explore the Lost Colony Historic Site and nearby Elizabethan Gardens. Along the coast, lighthouses like Cape Hatteras, Body Island, and Currituck Beach stand tall, still functioning, still iconic, and often open to climb for sweeping views. Each town in the Outer Banks has its own charm. Local restaurants serve fresh-caught seafood, especially shrimp, oysters, and the famous Outer Banks-style crab cakes. Spanning over 1.5 million acres in southern Florida, Everglades National Park is unlike any other landscape in the United States. It's a vast, slow-moving river of grass, dotted with cypress domes, mangrove tunnels, and sawgrass marshes that shelters some of the most unique wildlife and ecosystems in North America. This is one of the most biologically diverse areas in the country, home to both subtropical and tropical species, and a designated World Heritage Site, Biosphere Reserve, and wetland of international importance. Roseate spoonbills and herons sweep overhead. You might spot a manatee in the canals, or, if you're very lucky, catch a glimpse of the elusive Florida panther. And Hinga Trail, near the park's main entrance, is a great starting point, offering an easy boardwalk through marshes teeming with birds and reptiles. For those looking for more adventure, kayaking through mangrove tunnels or taking a guided airboat ride offers an up-close look at the park's hidden corners. Shark Valley, with its 15-mile paved loop, is ideal for biking or tram tours and ends with a climbable observation tower offering panoramic views of the River of Grass. The ecosystem depends on this slow rhythm, where wet and dry seasons dictate the movements of animals, the blooming of plants, and the rise and fall of life itself. Tucked into the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains, Asheville blends natural beauty with artistic energy in a way few cities can. Surrounded by rolling peaks, forested trails, and the winding Blue Ridge Parkway, this mountain town is equal parts outdoor escape and creative hub. Asheville's charm lies in its contrasts. It's laid back but lively, historic yet modern, and deeply rooted in Appalachian tradition while embracing bold innovation. Downtown streets are lined with art galleries, bookstores, and murals, alongside an impressive collection of locally owned cafes, bakeries, and farm-to-table restaurants. The city's vibrant energy is fueled by a thriving art scene, a legendary music culture, and one of the most celebrated craft beer communities in the country. Just beyond the city, the Blue Ridge Parkway invites scenic drives through misty ridgelines and valleys that blaze with color in autumn. Pisgah National Forest and Great Smoky Mountains National Park offer endless trails for hiking, mountain biking, and waterfall chasing. And if you're up early, a sunrise at Craggy Gardens or Black Balsam Knob is well worth the climb. Back in town, Asheville's history is on full display at the Biltmore Estate, America's largest private home, where manicured gardens, mountain views, and Gilded Age grandeur create an unforgettable experience. Elsewhere, the city celebrates its unique spirit with weekend markets, street performers, and a year-round calendar of food, music, and cultural festivals. At the very tip of the Florida Keys, where the U.S. seemingly dissolves into the Caribbean, Key West offers a blend of tropical relaxation, quirky charm, and cultural richness that's unlike anywhere else on the East Coast. with pastel-colored houses, swaying palms, and sunsets that feel almost theatrical. This small island city has long drawn writers, artists, and wanderers chasing inspiration and warmth. Life here really does move slower, with roosters roaming freely, bicycles outnumbering cars, and the scent of salt air drifting down streets lined with conch-style cottages. Duval Street, the lively heart of the island, is packed with open-air bars, galleries, boutiques, and historic haunts. But just a few blocks away, quiet lanes and hidden gardens offer a peaceful contrast. There's plenty of history beneath the fun-loving surface. From snorkeling in the crystal-clear reefs of Dry Tortugas National Park to sailing at sunset or paddling through mangroves, Key West is a gateway to some of Florida's most beautiful seascapes. Every evening, crowds gather at Mallory Square to celebrate the day's end with street performers, local artists, and a front-row view of the sun slipping into the sea. It's a tradition that captures the spirit of Key West. Festive, free-spirited, and deeply connected to the rhythms of nature. With cobblestone streets, moss-draped oaks, and stately 19th century homes, Savannah feels like stepping into a beautifully preserved time capsule. One where Southern charm, architectural elegance, and a hint of mystery meet beneath the shade of ancient trees. Laid out in a grid of 22 leafy public squares, Savannah's historic district is best explored on foot. Wander through neighborhoods where wrought iron balconies overlook quiet courtyards and where each square seems to tell its own story. Forsyth Park, with its iconic fountain and shaded paths, is a favorite gathering spot, while the nearby streets are lined with independent boutiques, antique shops, and charming cafes. You'll find it in the tales of Revolutionary and Civil War-era homes, in the hauntingly beautiful Bonaventure Cemetery, and in the stories of the Gullah Geechee people, whose culture continues to shape the Low Country. It's also a city with a vibrant creative side. Add in a growing food scene. Think Low Country seafood, innovative Southern cuisine, and rooftop bars with river views. And you'll find a city that balances tradition and trend effortlessly. Down by the Savannah River, River Street offers a more bustling vibe with its cobbled walkways, old cotton warehouses, and a mix of restaurants, sweet shops, and street performers. Watch cargo ships glide by as you sip sweet tea or something stronger. And don't leave without trying a warm praline from a local candy shop. Tucked at the southern tip of New Jersey, Cape May is a seaside town that blends Victorian elegance with breezy beach town charm. Recognized as the nation's oldest seaside resort, Cape May has long been a summer escape for travelers seeking salt air and quiet refinement. Its streets are lined with colorful Victorian mansions, many of which now house bed and breakfasts, boutiques, and cafes. The entire town is a National Historic Landmark, and its charm lies as much in the architecture as in the welcoming atmosphere. Beach days here are simple and relaxed. Soft sand, gentle waves, and a boardwalk that's more about sea breezes and bike rides than flashing lights or arcades. Cape May Point State Park offers nature trails and bird watching, plus the chance to climb the iconic Cape May Lighthouse for panoramic coastal views. In late summer and early fall, the area becomes one of the best bird migration spots in North America, attracting wildlife watchers from all over. stroll down Washington Street Mall, a charming pedestrian stretch filled with local shops, ice cream parlors, and open-air dining. Fresh seafood is a highlight, especially the local scallops. And many restaurants make the most of the coastal setting with porches and patios for sunset dining. Whale watching tours, sailing trips, and sunset cruises offer more ways to experience the water beyond the beach. Straddling the border between the United States and Canada, Niagara Falls is one of the most iconic natural wonders in North America. And seeing it from the New York side offers an experience that's both powerful and surprisingly peaceful. At the heart of it all are the three cascading waterfalls: Horseshoe Falls, American Falls, and Bridal Veil Falls, pouring over 3,000 tons of water per second into the Niagara River below. From the observation decks of Niagara Falls State Park, the oldest state park in the U.S., visitors can take in the panoramic views, walk along scenic trails, and feel the power of the falls up close. For a more immersive experience, hop aboard the Maid of the Mist, a boat tour that brings you right into the thunder and spray at the base of the falls. But beyond the falls themselves, the area offers quieter moments too. The park is home to wooded paths, picnic areas, and viewpoints ideal for sunrise or sunset. In town, you'll find family-friendly attractions, restaurants, and local history sites, including the Niagara Gorge Discovery Center and Old Fort Niagara, a 17th century fort overlooking Lake Ontario. And at night, the falls light up with color, creating a more serene yet equally stunning view, especially during the seasonal fireworks displays. Nestled in northeastern Pennsylvania, The Poconos have long been a favorite getaway for those looking to escape city life and reconnect with nature. With forested hills, rolling mountains, and quiet lakes, this region offers a blend of outdoor recreation and small-town charm that shifts beautifully with the seasons. In warmer months, the Poconos come alive with hikers, kayakers, and cyclists exploring places like Hickory Run State Park and Bushkill Falls, often called the Niagara of Pennsylvania. Trails range from beginner-friendly woodland paths to more challenging mountain climbs, many leading to waterfalls or scenic overlooks. In fall, the region is known for its vibrant foliage, blanketing the hills in fiery reds, oranges, and golds, and drawing in visitors on scenic drives and weekend retreats. Cozy inns and romantic cabins dot the countryside, while quaint towns like Jimthorpe, Stroudsburg, and Milford offer walkable main streets lined with antique shops, cafes, and galleries. There's also a growing food and wine scene, with farm-to-table restaurants and local vineyards making use of the region's bounty. Set against the backdrop of New Hampshire's rolling hills and forested peaks, Lake Winnipesaukee is the kind of place where summer feels timeless. As the largest lake in the state, it stretches over 70 square miles, dotted with more than 250 islands and lined with quiet coves, bustling marinas, and classic New England towns. Towns like Meredith, Wolfboro, and Alton Bay offer a mix of old-fashioned charm and modern comforts, with waterfront inns, homemade ice cream shops, and shaded parks perfect for an afternoon picnic. In Weirs Beach, you'll find arcades, boardwalk games, and a retro feel that speaks to the lake's long-standing role as a favorite summer retreat. Rent a kayak or pontoon boat, hop on the historic MS Mount Washington cruise ship, or simply find a quiet spot to cast a line. The lake is deep, clear, and surrounded by views of the Belknap and White Mountains, especially beautiful in the early morning calm, or as the sun sets in pink and gold. Off the water, scenic drives and hiking trails wind through the nearby hills and forests. Come autumn, the area is known for some of the region's best foliage. Perched on the edge of Aquidneck Island and surrounded by the waters of Narragansett Bay, Newport is a coastal town where maritime history, Gilded Age elegance, and New England charm come together seamlessly. At the heart of Newport's allure are its famous Gilded Age mansions. Grand estates like the Breakers, Marble House, and Rose Cliff that line the scenic Cliff Walk, a 3.5-mile path where crashing waves meet manicured lawns and ornate architecture. Touring these former summer cottages offers a glimpse into a lavish past, while the coastal views provide a timeless backdrop. But Newport is more than just history. Its bustling harbor is filled with sailboats, schooners, and yachts, giving the town a nautical energy that's present year-round. You can stroll the cobbled streets of Thames Street, explore small shops and galleries, or sit down for fresh oysters at a waterfront restaurant. Sailing enthusiasts can even charter a boat or catch a regatta. Beyond the harbor and mansions, Newport has a quieter side too. Beaches like Easton's Beach and Second Beach are ideal for a sunny afternoon, while coastal drives along Ocean Avenue reveal windswept views and rocky outcrops. Don't miss Fort Adams State Park for a mix of history, open space, and great views across the bay. Stretching along the crest of the Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah National Park is a place where ridgelines roll into the distance, waterfalls tumble through quiet hollows, and the pace of life slows to match the rhythm of the natural world. The park is best known for Skyline Drive, a 105-mile road that winds along the mountain spine, offering panoramic views, wildlife sightings, and access to dozens of trailheads. Whether you're stopping at one of the many overlooks or hiking a short loop to a rocky outcrop, the scenery shifts constantly, especially in fall when the forests blaze with color. Hiking is at the heart of the Shenandoah experience. Over 500 miles of trails, including a stretch of the Appalachian Trail, lead to waterfalls, peaks, and quiet woodland streams. Popular routes like Old Rag Mountain and Stony Man reward effort with sweeping views, while lower elevation hikes like Dark Hollow Falls offer a more leisurely but equally scenic experience. Beyond the trails, Shenandoah is a haven for wildlife. Keep an eye out for deer grazing in meadows, black bears crossing distant hillsides, and songbirds flitting through the trees. In spring and summer, the park bursts with wildflowers, and in cooler months, the crisp mountain air adds a new kind of clarity to every vista. With miles of sandy shoreline, oceanfront resorts, and a boardwalk packed with classic beach town energy, Myrtle Beach is a place where summer fun takes center stage. The beach is the main attraction, and with good reason. Soft sand, warm Atlantic waters, and gentle waves make it ideal for swimming, sunbathing, or just kicking back with a good book. The Myrtle Beach Boardwalk, stretching over a mile along the oceanfront, is lined with arcades, shops, and eateries, plus iconic stops like the Skywheel, offering sweeping views over land and sea. For families, the area delivers a wide variety of activities. Mini golf courses with wild themes, amusement parks, and water slides are all within easy reach. Broadway at the Beach, one of the region's largest entertainment complexes, features restaurants, shops, and attractions like the Ripley's Aquarium and interactive museums. In the evening, live shows, fireworks, and music keep the energy going. Beyond the bustle, there are quieter corners to explore. Just inland, the Waccamaw River offers opportunities for kayaking and nature tours, while nearby Brook Green Gardens combine sculpture, botanical beauty, and low-country history in a peaceful setting. Spanning over 6 million acres in upstate New York, the Adirondack Mountains form one of the largest protected natural areas in the U.S. A vast, rugged expanse of forests, lakes, and peaks that offers a quieter, more wilderness-focused side of the East Coast. The region is known for its high peaks, a group of 46 summits over 4,000 feet, including Mount Marcy, the tallest in the state. Hiking is a central draw, with trails ranging from short walks to multi-day backcountry treks. Whether you're climbing a summit for panoramic views or taking a lakeside stroll beneath the trees, there's a sense of solitude and scale that makes each step feel connected to the land. In the warmer months, outdoor activities abound. Canoeing and kayaking on Saranac Lake or Lake Placid, fishing in quiet streams, or camping beneath a sky full of stars. Small towns like Lake Placid, Tupper Lake, and Old Forge offer cozy lodges, local diners, and a strong sense of community rooted in the region's history and outdoor culture. In fall, the Adirondacks turn into a kaleidoscope of color, with fiery reds, oranges, and yellows spreading across the hillsides, making it one of the Northeast's premier leaf-peeping destinations. And in winter, the mountains transform again, drawing snowshoers, cross-country skiers, and ice climbers to explore a more serene, snow-covered landscape. What sets the Adirondacks apart is their balance: raw wilderness and accessible adventure, peaceful lakeside cabins, and challenging mountain routes. Tucked at the southern tip of Cayuga Lake in New York's Finger Lakes region, Ithaca is a small city with a big personality, where natural beauty, academic energy, and creative spirit come together in a setting that feels both laid back and full of life. Surrounded by gorges, waterfalls, and wooded hills, Ithaca offers a perfect mix of outdoor adventure and cultural depth. Dozens of waterfalls cut through the landscape, including the dramatic Tawanic Falls, which drops higher than Niagara. Trails through Buttermilk Falls State Park, Robert H. Treman, and Cascadilla Gorge bring you up close to these rushing cascades, often just minutes from downtown. As home to Cornell University and Ithaca College, the town has an intellectual and artistic edge. The influence shows up in everything, from public art installations and music festivals to the locally owned bookstores and cafes scattered around the commons, Ithaca's pedestrian-friendly downtown. The food scene punches above its weight too. Expect farm-to-table menus, international flavors, and an abundance of vegetarian and vegan options. And with Cayuga Lake right next door, wineries, cideries, and breweries dot the surrounding hillsides, offering tastings with postcard-worthy views. Tucked into the quiet mountains of western Maryland, Deep Creek Lake is a four-season retreat where rolling hills meet calm waters and outdoor adventure meets small-town charm. As Maryland's largest inland lake, it offers a peaceful contrast to the busier East Coast destinations, perfect for those looking to unplug and enjoy nature at a gentler pace. In the warmer months, the lake is the centerpiece of life here. Boating, fishing, paddleboarding, and swimming are everyday activities, while the surrounding parks offer miles of hiking and biking trails. Deep Creek Lake State Park provides easy access to beaches, picnic spots, and family-friendly trails through hardwood forests. Come fall, the region transforms with color as the Allegheny Mountains erupt in red, gold, and orange, making it a prime destination for scenic drives and cozy weekends by the fire. Deep Creek is also home to a welcoming community with local restaurants, farmers markets, and lakeside cabins offering a comfortable base for exploring the area. In the rolling hills of southern Pennsylvania, Gettysburg is a town where every step echoes with history. Best known as the site of one of the most pivotal battles of the American Civil War, it's a destination where the past feels remarkably close, woven into the landscape, the architecture, and the stories still told today. At the heart of the experience is Gettysburg National Military Park, where more than 1,300 monuments, markers, and memorials dot the countryside. A drive or guided tour through the battlefield reveals sweeping views, detailed accounts of the three-day conflict, and a sobering sense of the scale and significance of what happened here. The town itself offers a blend of 19th century charm and modern hospitality. Stroll through the historic downtown to find well-preserved buildings, local shops, and cafes housed in former inns and homes. Museums, like the Gettysburg Museum of History and the Shriver House Museum, provide different perspectives on the war, from the soldiers' stories to the civilian experience. Located along the banks of the Raritan River in central New Jersey, Sayreville is a town with deep industrial roots, a strong community spirit, and a growing reputation as a place that blends a small-town feel with regional accessibility. Once a hub for clay mining and brickmaking, Sayreville played a key role in fueling New Jersey's early industrial growth. The town's legacy lives on in its neighborhoods, historic sites, and old rail lines, with subtle reminders of a past built by hard work and local enterprise. Today, Sayreville is home to a mix of longtime residents and new families drawn by its schools, green space, and easy access to surrounding areas. Nature plays a quiet but steady role here. The Raritan River Waterfront Park and Julian L. Capick Nature Preserve offers opportunities for fishing, walking, and bird watching, while nearby Cheesequake State Park, just outside the borough's borders, features a rare mix of ecosystems, from hardwood forest to salt marsh, ideal for hiking and nature study. Situated near major highways like the Garden State Parkway, Route 9, and Route 18, it's within commuting distance to both New York City and the Jersey Shore, offering residents and visitors alike the flexibility to explore much of central and coastal New Jersey. While it may not draw tourists in droves, Sayreville has a low-key appeal, rooted in its neighborhoods, local diners, town parades, and riverfront sunsets. Stretching along the eastern end of Long Island, the Hamptons are a string of seaside towns known for their windswept beaches, historic charm, and understated luxury. From West Hampton to Montauk, each village and hamlet has its own character. You'll find manicured hedges and colonial homes in Southampton, art galleries and boutique shops in East Hampton, and a more laid-back surf town vibe in Montauk, where the Atlantic meets rocky bluffs and crashing waves. Despite their differences, all share a strong connection to the coast and a sense of escape from city life. Wide stretches of sand like Main Beach, Cooper's Beach, and Ditch Plains offer space to relax, swim, or catch a wave, often backed by grassy dunes and historic beach cottages. In town, you'll find farm stands selling local produce, seafood shacks serving just caught fish, and cafes where mornings begin with strong coffee and a walk by the water. Beyond the beach, the Hamptons offer a quieter side. Vineyards, walking trails, and art museums offer depth and diversity to your stay. Just a couple of hours north of New York City, the Catskills unfold as a rugged and peaceful escape, where winding roads lead through forested valleys, charming small towns, and misty mountain peaks. The landscape here is timeless. Dense woods, cascading waterfalls, and rolling mountains that shift from deep green in summer to brilliant gold and crimson in fall. Trails in Catskill Park and Slide Mountain Wilderness offer everything from gentle walks to challenging hikes, while scenic overlooks like Caterskill Falls and Overlook Mountain provide classic Hudson Valley views. Outdoor activities change with the seasons. In the warmer months, you'll find kayaking on the Esopus Creek, fly fishing in mountain streams, and biking along quiet country roads. Come winter, the Catskills turn into a snowy playground, with local ski areas like Hunter Mountain and Bel Air offering downhill and cross-country options. The towns scattered throughout the region each have their own character. Places like Phoenicia, Woodstock, and Tannersville blend vintage charm with modern touches. Think antique shops, small galleries, live music venues, and locally owned cafes. The farm-to-table food scene is growing steadily, supported by nearby farms and a passion for sustainability. What makes the Catskills stand out is their balance. Remote, but accessible. Wild, but welcoming. Jutting out into the Atlantic like a curled arm, Cape Cod is one of New England's most iconic coastal destinations, where sandy beaches stretch for miles, lighthouses stand watch over rolling dunes, and salty air blends with the scent of pine and sea. The peninsula is home to more than a dozen towns, each with its own distinct character. Provincetown, at the very tip, is known for its vibrant art scene and welcoming spirit. Chatham and Orleans offer a more classic New England charm, with clapboard houses, local seafood spots, and views that feel lifted from a postcard. In the Mid-Cape region, towns like Hyannis serve as hubs of ferry traffic, shopping, and local history. Nature is central to the Cape Cod experience. The Cape Cod National Seashore features undeveloped beaches, salt marshes, and forested trails. Popular beaches like Race Point, Coast Guard Beach, and Herring Cove are ideal for swimming, sunbathing, or simply walking along the surf. Beyond the beach, the Cape is threaded with scenic bike paths like the Cape Cod Rail Trail, which stretches nearly 25 miles through woodlands and small towns. Whale watching tours launch from the Outer Cape, while kayaking and paddleboarding are popular in the calm waters of the many bays and inlets. In summer, seafood shacks serve up fresh lobster rolls and fried clams, while historic inns and modern cottages provide cozy places to rest after a day outdoors. Tucked into the heart of the Adirondack Mountains, Lake Placid is a mountain town with an Olympic legacy and a deep connection to nature. Surrounded by high peaks and mirrored lakes, Lake Placid is both an outdoor playground and a peaceful escape. The town itself sits along the edge of Mirror Lake, with shops, restaurants, and cozy lodges lining its walkable main street. Just beyond, the larger Lake Placid stretches out, its quiet bays and forested shores offering opportunities for paddling, fishing, and lakeside picnics. For outdoor enthusiasts, the area is a gateway to the High Peaks Wilderness, home to some of the tallest mountains in New York. Hikes to summits like Mount Marcy or Cascade Mountain reward visitors with sweeping views over the Adirondacks. In the winter months, downhill skiers head to nearby Whiteface Mountain, while cross-country skiers and snowshoers take to the many groomed trails around town. Visitors can explore the Olympic Center, ride the Skyride gondola to the top of the ski jumps, or even try a bobsled ride on a historic track. The blend of history and adventure makes the town unique among mountain destinations in the Northeast. Even off the trails and slopes, Lake Placid offers a sense of retreat. Often called the Grand Canyon of the East, Letchworth State Park offers one of New York's most dramatic landscapes, a river-carved gorge framed by cliffs, dense forest, and 3 stunning waterfalls. The Genesee River is the park's defining feature, slicing through the gorge with force and elegance. Along its path, it plunges over 3 major waterfalls, Upper, Middle, and Lower Falls, each framed by high stone cliffs and thick woodland. The Middle Falls, in particular, is a standout, wide, powerful, and beautifully framed by the surrounding trees, especially vibrant in autumn. Over 60 miles of hiking trails weave through the park, from riverside paths to scenic overlooks like Inspiration Point. The park's terrain is varied, offering peaceful walks for casual visitors and longer, more rugged routes for those looking to spend the whole day on foot. In spring and early summer, wildflowers line the trails. In fall, the gorge erupts in fiery reds and golds. Letchworth is also known for its accessibility. As Maryland's capital and a major sailing hub, Annapolis is a place where cobblestone streets lead to lively harbors, and centuries-old buildings stand just steps from bustling cafes, galleries, and waterfront parks. Founded in the 17th century, Annapolis wears its history well. The red brick Maryland State House, still in use today, once served as the U.S. Capitol. Nearby, Georgian-style homes and preserved colonial streets tell the story of America's early years. Walking through the city's historic district offers a blend of architecture, museums, and glimpses of daily life from another era. Sailboats drift across the bay, and regattas, maritime festivals, and seafood markets are all part of the rhythm here. On a warm day, it's common to see locals and visitors alike enjoying a crab feast on a dockside deck or watching the sun set over the harbor. Strolling along Main Street or the City Dock, you'll find a mix of boutiques, ice cream shops, bookstores, and restaurants, many housed in buildings older than the country itself. For a more immersive experience, guided tours and boat rides offer a deeper look at the area's naval traditions, estuarine ecosystems, and colonial past. Set along the shores of the Atlantic, this port city balances preserved charm with a modern edge, offering a blend of architecture, culture, and cuisine that's both rooted and evolving. The historic district is the heart of Charleston, with its cobblestone lanes, antebellum mansions, and iconic Rainbow Row. Horse-drawn carriages pass by churches and courtyards, while harbor views open up from spots like Waterfront Park and the Battery. History here runs deep, from colonial beginnings to Civil War era sites like Fort Sumter, just a short boat ride away. Beyond its past, Charleston thrives in the present. The city's culinary scene has earned national attention, with restaurants putting modern spins on low-country staples like shrimp and grits, she crab soup, and Bene seed biscuits. Local markets and festivals highlight everything from handmade crafts to contemporary Southern art and design. Barrier islands and beaches such as Folly Beach, Sullivan's Island, and Isle of Palms offer easy escapes, while marshes and tidal creeks attract kayakers, birders, and photographers. Magnolia-lined plantations like Middleton Place and Boone Hall provide a look at the region's agricultural heritage, paired with expansive gardens and live oak canopies. With its walkable neighborhoods, warm climate, and strong sense of place, Charleston invites visitors to slow down and explore at a thoughtful pace. Known as the Star City of the South, this rail-era hub has evolved into a gateway for outdoor adventures, arts, and culture, where ridgeline trails, historic neighborhoods, and a growing downtown all meet at the base of the mountains. Surrounded by the George Washington and Jefferson National Forests, it sits along the famed Blue Ridge Parkway, offering quick access to hiking, biking, and panoramic overlooks. Downtown Roanoke blends industrial roots with modern energy. Warehouses and rail buildings now house craft breweries, local restaurants, and galleries. The Taubman Museum of Art, with its bold architecture, anchors the cultural scene, while the City Market, one of the oldest continuously operating markets in the country, remains a lively spot for fresh produce, local goods, and community events. Roanoke also serves as a launching point for nearby natural escapes. The Appalachian Trail runs just east of town, and landmarks like McAfee Knob and Dragon's Tooth draw hikers with some of the most photographed views on the entire trail. For cyclists, the Roanoke Valley Greenways and mountain bike parks offer miles of scenic, accessible riding. With its mix of mountain landscapes, revitalized city streets, and easygoing charm, Roanoke delivers a well-rounded experience for travelers looking to explore Southwest Virginia. A port city with deep roots and a distinct personality, Baltimore is a place where historic neighborhoods, working harbors, and creative energy come together in unexpected ways. The Inner Harbor is Baltimore's most recognizable landmark, home to waterfront museums, historic ships, and panoramic views of the skyline. Fells Point, with its cobbled streets and 18th century row houses, offers a glimpse into the city's seafaring past, now mixed with pubs, music venues, and dockside dining. Baltimore's food scene is closely tied to its coastal identity. The city's long-standing culinary traditions now sit alongside a wave of new chefs, small batch roasters, and neighborhood bakeries breathing fresh life into old streets. Beyond the attractions, Baltimore's character comes through in its community pride, its murals and mosaics, and its unique blend of old and new. From the legacy of Frederick Douglass and Thurgood Marshall to the rhythms of jazz clubs and neighborhood festivals, the city carries its past into the present with authenticity. Dynamic, layered, and instantly recognizable, New York City is a place where every street corner tells a story, and every neighborhood feels like a world of its own. Set where the Hudson River meets the Atlantic, this iconic metropolis pulses with creativity, diversity, and a rhythm that's entirely its own. At the city's core is Manhattan, home to landmarks like Central Park, Times Square, and the Empire State Building, as well as cultural institutions such as the Met, MoMA, and Broadway's theaters. Skyscrapers rise above tree-lined avenues, while yellow taxis weave between boroughs, where languages, cuisines, and cultures intersect daily. Beyond Manhattan, each borough adds its own identity. Brooklyn mixes historic brownstones with modern art scenes, indie shops, and waterfront parks. Queens, one of the most diverse areas in the world, offers everything from vibrant food markets to international festivals. The Bronx is rich in history and green space, anchored by the New York Botanical Garden and Yankee Stadium, while Staten Island provides ferry views and a quieter pace just across the harbor. The city is as much about the little things as the grand ones. Morning walks through leafy side streets, a slice of pizza from a corner shop, live jazz in a basement bar, or a rooftop view at sunset. Parks, plazas, bookstores, and cafes become landmarks in their own right, creating the texture of everyday life. New York's constant evolution is part of its appeal. New galleries open where warehouses once stood. Historic buildings take on new life, and the skyline continues to shift. Historic and forward-looking, Boston blends cobblestone charm with a sharp modern edge, where colonial landmarks stand beside glass towers and revolutionary tales echo through a city that continues to shape American culture, education, and innovation. As one of the country's oldest cities, Boston wears its history openly. Walking the Freedom Trail takes you past iconic sites like Paul Revere's house, the Old North Church, and Faneuil Hall, all set against a backdrop of red brick and narrow streets. Yet just a few blocks away, you'll find sleek research hubs, contemporary art spaces, and a steady hum of university life from nearby Harvard, MIT, and Boston University. The city's neighborhoods each offer something distinct. Beacon Hill is known for its gas lamps and federal-style row houses, while the North End brings old-world flavor with Italian bakeries, cafes, and markets. Back Bay offers a mix of upscale shopping and historic architecture, with the wide paths of the Esplanade running along the Charles River. Over in Cambridge, across the river, ideas thrive among bookshops, street performers, and centuries-old campuses. Boston also has a strong coastal identity. The Seaport District has transformed into a modern hub for dining and design, while ferries connect the city to the Boston Harbor Islands for a more peaceful, outdoorsy escape. Local seafood, especially lobster rolls, clam chowder, and fresh oysters, reflects the region's maritime roots. Tropical, fast-paced, and full of contrast, Miami sits at the crossroads of cultures, styles, and ecosystems. From the pastel hues of Art Deco buildings in South Beach to the sounds of Latin rhythms drifting through Little Havana, the city is as vibrant as its coastline and constantly in motion. Set along the southeastern tip of Florida, Miami is best known for its beaches and nightlife, but there's much more beneath the surface. Downtown and Brickell rise with steel and glass towers, while Wynwood brings bold street art and contemporary galleries into former industrial spaces. Each neighborhood, Coconut Grove, Coral Gables, and the Design District, adds a different perspective to the city's evolving identity. The coastal setting shapes much of Miami's atmosphere. White sand beaches stretch along the Atlantic, lined with palms, lifeguard towers, and oceanfront paths. Offshore, Biscayne Bay invites kayaking and boating, while inland, the nearby Everglades offer airboat rides and glimpses of native wildlife in a subtropical wilderness. Cultural influences, from Cuban to Haitian to Colombian, are woven into the daily rhythm, especially in food, music, and festivals. Art, design, and architecture also play a key role, particularly during events like Art Basel, or within the city's iconic preservation of 1930s deco design. As the capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. is known for its neoclassical landmarks and tree-lined avenues. But beyond the monuments lies a living city shaped by neighborhoods, culture, and constant change. The National Mall forms the symbolic heart of the city, home to the Lincoln Memorial, Washington Monument, and the U.S. Capitol, as well as the world-renowned Smithsonian museums. Nearby, the White House stands not just as a center of government, but as a recognizable symbol of American democracy. Yet there's more to D.C. than politics and museums. The city's neighborhoods tell their own stories. In Georgetown, cobblestone streets and waterfront cafes reflect the city's colonial roots. From the tidal basin's cherry blossoms in spring to the rolling trails of Rock Creek Park, it offers more nature than many expect. Farmers markets, public gardens, and bike-friendly streets make it a surprisingly accessible and livable capital. Its international population brings a global feel to the dining scene, with embassies, festivals, and restaurants representing cuisines from nearly every continent. Steeped in history, yet full of creative momentum, Philadelphia is a city where the past and present meet on every block. In Old City, cobblestone streets lead to centuries-old landmarks, while just a few blocks away, Center City rises with modern architecture, busy markets, and a thriving cultural scene. The Philadelphia Museum of Art perched at the top of the famous Rocky Steps, is one of many institutions anchoring the city's strong arts tradition. Street art is just as present, with large-scale murals decorating buildings across neighborhoods, thanks to one of the most robust public arts programs in the country. Philadelphia's neighborhoods are central to its charm. Rittenhouse Square offers leafy parks and upscale cafes. Fishtown pulses with indie energy and live music, while South Philly is a mosaic of Italian markets, Vietnamese kitchens, and local bakeries, all stitched together with strong community ties and plenty of pride. Of course, the city's culinary scene is also a draw. Best known for the cheesesteak, but equally respected for its emerging chefs, craft breweries, and diverse global flavors. Whether you're grabbing lunch at Reading Terminal Market or enjoying a low-key BYOB dinner in a converted row home, Philly's food reflects its people. Unpretentious, passionate, and always evolving. Walkable, historic, and full of character, Philadelphia offers visitors a layered urban experience. Tucked along Maine's southern shoreline, it blends New England charm with a thriving arts and culinary scene, all set against the backdrop of salty sea air, working wharves, and historic red brick streets. The heart of the city is Old Port, a waterfront district where 19th century warehouses now house independent shops, craft breweries, and acclaimed restaurants. Cobblestone alleys lead to piers lined with lobster boats, and the scent of the ocean mixes with wood smoke and fresh-baked bread. Whether you're browsing bookstores or sampling oysters pulled straight from the bay, everything here feels close and connected. Just offshore, Casco Bay stretches out with a cluster of islands easily reached by ferry, perfect for a bike ride, a picnic, or a quiet day by the water. Inland, neighborhoods like Munjoy Hill and West End showcase Portland's residential charm with leafy streets, old Victorians, and panoramic views of the harbor. Portland's food scene punches well above its size. Known for its seafood, especially lobster, haddock, and scallops, it's also home to creative chefs who work with local farms and coastal ingredients to create something distinctly Maine. Add in the city's many breweries, cafes, and food trucks, and you've got a place that's as satisfying to explore by palate as by foot. Known for its network of scenic canals and easygoing coastal lifestyle, Fort Lauderdale offers a blend of sunshine, culture, and waterfront living. The city's intracoastal waterway defines much of its character. Yachts and water taxis glide past homes and marinas, while bridges rise and lower over palm-lined boulevards. Along Las Olas Boulevard, you'll find art galleries, boutique shops, and open-air cafes that reflect the city's relaxed but polished style. Fort Lauderdale Beach is broad and clean, with a walkable promenade and a backdrop of hotels, casual bars, and restaurants. It's more laid back than its neighbor Miami, making it an appealing destination for travelers looking for a mix of sun and calm. Inland, neighborhoods like Victoria Park and Wilton Manors add local flavor with leafy streets, diverse communities, and a growing food scene. The city is also a gateway to natural experiences. Just west, the Everglades begin, offering a chance to explore a vast subtropical wilderness by airboat or kayak. Closer to town, parks and preserves like Hugh Taylor Birch State Park provide quiet trails and shaded retreats. From art fairs and jazz brunches to boat shows and international cuisine, Fort Lauderdale balances coastal leisure with year-round activity. Perched on the western edge of the Hudson River, Albany is a capital city with deep historical roots and a quiet sense of resilience. Downtown, the skyline is marked by the Empire State Plaza, a striking complex of marble and glass that includes government offices, reflecting pools, and the Egg, a uniquely designed performing arts venue. Just steps away, the New York State Capitol stands in contrast, a 19th century masterpiece filled with carved stone, sweeping staircases, and political history. Walk a few blocks, and you'll find neighborhoods like Center Square and Pine Hills, where brownstones, bookstores, and local cafes reflect the city's academic and artistic sides, thanks in part to nearby campuses like SUNY Albany and Albany Law School. Along Lark Street, local businesses and galleries bring a community-driven feel to this small but active urban center. Albany also plays a key role in the larger story of upstate New York. It was once a key hub of trade and transportation, particularly during the Erie Canal era, and its position on the Hudson made it an important link between New York City and points north. Today, the Hudson River waterfront is being reimagined with parks, trails, and public spaces that connect past and present. Tucked into the rolling hills of western Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh sits at the point where the Allegheny, Monongahela, and Ohio rivers converge, surrounded by steep slopes, historic neighborhoods, and one of the most distinctive skylines in the country. Once known as the Steel City, Pittsburgh has transformed from a manufacturing powerhouse into a center for tech, education, and the arts. Its past is visible in the brick mills and factories that still line the riverbanks, many now repurposed as museums, lofts, and innovation hubs. At the same time, its future is being shaped by institutions like Carnegie Mellon University and the University of Pittsburgh, both of which drive research, robotics, and creative energy throughout the region. The city's neighborhoods each tell their own story. In Lawrenceville, former warehouses now house breweries, studios, and indie shops. The Strip District pulses with food markets, global ingredients, and family-run eateries, while Mount Washington offers panoramic views from its overlooks and century-old incline railways. Pittsburgh's cultural offerings are equally strong. Sports are also a big part of the identity. Whether it's Steelers football, Penguins hockey, or Pirates baseball, local pride runs deep. Walkable bridges, leafy parks, and riverfront trails give the city an outdoorsy edge, especially in warmer months. Often seen as a gateway to New York City, Newark is a city with its own rhythm, rooted in history, culture, and resilience. Downtown Newark is anchored by institutions that reflect its cultural and civic depth. The New Jersey Performing Arts Center brings in world-class music, theater, and dance, while the Prudential Center fills with energy during concerts and Devils hockey games. Nearby, Military Park and Washington Park offer green space framed by a mix of historic and modern buildings. Newark is also a city of neighborhoods. Areas like the Ironbound district are known for their strong immigrant roots, particularly Portuguese, Brazilian, and Latin American, and a vibrant dining scene that ranges from old-school bakeries to lively churrascarias. The scent of grilled meats, fresh pastries, and espresso lingers along Ferry Street, giving the area a distinctly local flavor. The city's academic and artistic sides are shaped by institutions like Rutgers University Newark, NJIT, and the Newark Museum of Art, which houses a broad collection ranging from global textiles to American modernism. Murals, public art, and performance spaces reflect a community that values both tradition and creative expression. Thank you for traveling with us along the unforgettable East Coast, where historic streets, windswept shores, and timeless charm blend into a mosaic of culture, nature, and soul. From the rocky cliffs of Maine to the sun-kissed sands of Florida, every stop has its own rhythm, its own story, and its own magic. If this video journey stirred something in you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more adventures from coast to coast and beyond. We'd love to hear where your heart is headed next. Drop your travel dreams in the comments below. Until next time, keep wandering, keep dreaming, and stay curious about the beauty that's waiting just around the bend.